Hey there everybody, Pika here. Oh my god, we're actually doing another video. Except this time, now that we have finished Xenoblade 2's ridiculous review, which, I'm happy that some people like it, and that's really good. It's, you can't really please everybody nowadays, but it's time to not please everybody again. This time around, I'm doing a video that's I kind of never have done before, but was thinking on the idea of it. This is kind of like the top 10 my favorite blades in the game, even though I will end up admitting, looking at the list, some of them kind of look like, oh, you just picked the ones that just look good and the ones that you kind of know, and it's like, yeah, you're not wrong on that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the blades I didn't really use because I kind of found some of them that was kind of good and I just left it at that. Anyways, without further ado, let's actually just get this started. Number 10 has to go to Percival. Percival's kind of like a flaming samurai, but not really. Kind of has like a little bit of a samurai motif going for him. I actually like him, mainly because of the fact he was kind of I think my first blade that I ever obtained in the game when I first did the whole rolling blade gotcha system thing. So I kind of do have like a little bit of an attachment to him. Number 9 has to go to Ursula. Memes aside, even though her side quest is a little bit annoying from what I've heard from a lot of people, apparently she's like a very annoying side quest to do. Never actually did it because the fact is I think I only did like a few of them. I think she has a sad side quest. I don't know if it's either difficult. I don't really know. All I know is that I like her because she's not only a healer, she also has a bear, which might as well just be the friggin' Pepsi bear from the commercials. Or the Coca-Cola bear. I don't know which advertisement it was anymore. But I also like her, and this is kind of going to also go to Adenine as well for number 8, is the fist weapons. I love fist weapons in Xenoblade 2. They are so good to utilize. Like, they're fast, their combos are pretty interesting to look at, and they're just fast. Like, that's all I really care about, to be honest. Like, I love the fast combat, which is a bit unfortunate because the next character that is going to the number 7 has to be Teos. Teos is pretty good in terms of her design. If you love that kind of design, I gotta say. But I love her design, and I love the giant scythe that she has, even though I complained about, this is kind of the one I don't really like in terms of weapon, because the weapon is super friggin' slow. Like, I'm not a fan of slow weapons in Xenoblade 2. That's kind of why when Nia's in her driver form, her little nunchuck, her little spinning disc are really fast, and I love utilizing her. Unfortunately, Rex, when utilizing Pyra and Mithra's weapons, I'm not really a fan of because they kind of also swing a bit slow. Maybe there's a way to swing faster. I doubt it, but it is what it is. The number 6 slot has to go to Pandora. Pandora has a very interesting design. Obviously, just has like a steampunk style to her. And I do like the fact that her backstory between her and Zeke is also really interesting. Especially the fact that when her eyes ends up revealing herself when she tells us the backstory about her and Zeke, which I really do like. Like, the connection between the two is really good, and I really appreciate that. The next one, number 5, has to go to Cutie Pie, the only one that's a bit optional to get, and the only way you can get this Poppy is that you have to go through a series of a heart-to-heart and a side quest and a bunch of collecting just to be able to get this blade. Luckily enough, in New Game Plus, when you end up obtaining Poppy Cutie, you automatically will obtain Poppy Cutie Pie, so you don't have to do the side quest again, which is actually really good in terms of remembering that, because I actually thought I had to do the side quest again. Thank God I didn't. Number 4 has to go to my boy Shulk. That's right, even though he's not like a blade, he still kind of counts. I like Shulk for various reasons. For one thing, his Monado arts are super fast to utilize, and he also has Monado Purge, which, if you already know what Monado Purge does in the base game of his game, then you kind of already know what it does here. Shulk is also pretty interesting in the fact that he has a unique ability called Vision, which allows you to avoid one attack. It's rare that it happens. It's not like a constant thing that can continuously keep happening, so it doesn't break the pace. But it is something that is pretty unique to Shulk, similar to Mithra's Foresight. Speaking of Mithra's Foresight, that is number 3 on the list, Mithra. I like Mithra. She is not my favorite blade. I like Pyra overall, but Mithra has a very better ability than Pyra does. Mithra has an ability that ends up recharging your arts, you know, whatever it triggers. Every time you end up executing the art, there's a chance of it being off cooldown again, or I should say, yeah, off cooldown very quickly, which I really like. It ends up being a lot faster when you have that ability, because, you know, you do double spinning edge, recover, double spinning edge, recover again, double spinning edge. That's the joke I always hear in my head whenever that ability keeps activating. She also has foresight, which also, I guess, allows you to avoid attacks as well, but as I stated before, that's kind of an attack that you probably won't really, or a buff that you probably rarely ever see, or even at all for that matter. I don't even know if it actually even exists. I'm just bluffing out of my ass. The number 2 slot has to go to Cosmos, and obviously Cosmos, being the very huge staple of the Xenosaga series, is very nice that, you know, it was also kind of surprising to see her in the game. Even though she is more so fitted as a tank, I think she's more so as a tank. She does end up having, let me actually check. Is she a tank? Yes, she is actually, no, she's an attacker. And what's interesting about her is that even though she's an attacker, she still has the capabilities of healing. And she heals a lot. Like when you do one of her attacks, I don't know which one it is. I think it's like the third one or the second one. You will end up gaining a lot of health back when she's utilizing that attack. It's pretty goddamn good, and sometimes a bit situational when you kind of end up thinking about it in that sort of regard. But that's either here or there. And obviously, the number 1 has to go to my cat girl, Nia. My Gramati, fangirlish me, it has to go to Nia. And the reason why it has to go to Nia is not because of the meme joke that happened between her and Rex, but it's more so the fact that I love the Nia character development, where she basically finally accepts who she is and then turns into what people like to call thighs blade. At least I think that's what people like to call. Look, people like Nia for a lot of reasons. So yeah. I really like, I like her design. Yes, it is a bit like, you know, she is showing a lot of skin, but that's besides the point. I like her water ability. I like that she still is technically a glorified healer. She's a much significant better healer than Dromok, but I still kind of like her as a driver still, because of the fact, you know, she still has that healing capabilities. The thing I don't like, and this is kind of unique to both Pyra and Nia, they have a unique level 4 ability, which is not that powerful in my honest opinion, and also very anticlimactic whenever you use it. It's like you think it's going to do a lot of damage, but it doesn't really do all that much. You're better off just utilizing her other ability. Also, not only that, her sword can like extend and become like a little bit of a scythe kind of thing going on. Like, her sword just looks cool. It just sucks that Rex still holds it dumb. I don't like how Rex holds weapons. With the way how he holds swords is just a bother to me. And and what doesn't make any sense, I'm ranting here. When he holds it in cutscenes, he holds it with 2 hands in front of him. But when he's in battle, he holds it from the side. I'm like, bro, stop. You look dumb. Anyways, I know this is kind of like a very short video. Like, you can't really make these long. Like, they're just top 10 videos. They're like super fast, super quick, and all that jazz. But knowing my ridiculous behind, I will find some way to extend this to like 2 hours. I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, those are my top 10 blades. I'm kind of curious as to what everybody else's favorite blades in the game, like in terms of the art designer who made them, or in terms of the like their abilities or what they bring to the table. Or are you one of those people that just like to use the uber powerful blades over the cutesy looking blades, you know, like Pokemon, where do you want to use the powerful blades to win the game, or do you want to use the cutesy blades because you find them cute? You know, you find them, you know, half of them are guys, half of them are girls, you know, it's something for everybody. You got your husbandos, you got your waifus, you got everybody. And now, if you're probably wondering why I didn't go ahead and pick the bunny girl, the ice girl, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I got her, I was like, oh, that's the character that everybody was kind of going on about. I didn't even use her. because she's not really that interesting in my honest opinion. She's like, I will end up admitting, I like the designs for all of the blades. Like, they're all cool. It's just that some I never really utilize within the game because it's either me using story blades or me just using blades that just look cool. In my honest opinion, that's really it. Also, Akos, would you get your ridiculous behind in my goddamn game? Because you're like the only blade that I'm missing to 100% the blade system.